Dear students, in this section we are going to discuss how to find the intensity on a screen in case of interference. Let us consider one interference setup. This is Young's double slit experiment interference setup, right? You can observe a plane wavefront is incident on the slit plane. Suppose we have the two slits S1, S2. These slits are not having the identical size. That means the intensity of the wave coming out from slit S1 and S2 will be different. So the intensity of the wave coming out from slit S1 is I1 and intensity of the wave coming out from S2 is I2. Now these two waves after passing through S1, S2 incident on the screen and they make the interference pattern. If you are interested to find the intensity at point P and if we know the phase difference between the wave, we can find the resultant intensity of the wave. That is the IP equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 under root I1 I2 cos phi. As we discussed, phi is the phase difference between two waves. Okay. And we know the minimum and maximum value of cos phi is equal to minus 1 to plus 1. Maximum value is plus 1 and minimum value is minus 1. That means the intensity on the screen will vary from position to position because this phi depends on the phase part difference. This is the phase difference and phase difference is a function of the part difference and part difference is a function of y coordinate. Y coordinate is the position on the screen. Okay. And if you are interested to calculate the maximum intensity, we should have the cos phi value equal to plus 1. And if we substitute cos phi equal to plus y, this value will be equal to I max and that is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 under root I1 I2. And this is nothing but equal to under root I1 plus under root I2 whole square, right? So this is the maximum intensity. For calculating the minimum intensity, we should substitute cos phi equal to minus 1. If we substitute cos phi equal to minus 1, this relation will become IP equal to, or you can write I minimum equal to I1 plus I2 minus 2 under root I1 I2, and we can write this relation as I minimum equal to bracket under root I1 minus I2 whole square, right? So this is the minimum, maximum and minimum intensity on the screen. Okay. Let us consider one more situation. Suppose the size of the slits is equal. That means area of the exposure is equal. That means the intensity of the wave coming out from S1 and S2 will be equal. That means I1 is equal to I2. Say this value is equal to I0. And if we substitute I1 equal to I2 equal to I0, this equation will become IP equal to I0 plus I0 plus 2 under root I0 multiplied by I0 multiplied by cos phi. And this is equal to IP equal to 2 I0 plus 2 I0 cos phi. So here we can take 2 I0 as a common. So this value will become 2 I0 1 plus cos phi, right? Now we know 1 plus cos phi is nothing but it is equal to 2 cos square phi by 2, and this finally will become the relation IP is equal to 4 I0 cos square phi by 2. This is the case when intensity of the waves coming out from the S1 S2 slit is equal. Okay, so let us write this relation again, and we know the maximum value of IP is equal to 4 I0 because this value is equal to 1. So we can write this relation 4 I0 equal to I max. So IP is equal to I max cos square phi by 2. Okay, let us consider for the maximum intensity. For maximum intensity, we know this cos phi should be equal to plus minus 1. So let us write this cos phi equal to plus minus 1, that is equal to phi equal to plus minus 2n pi. Okay, and we know the relationship between the phase difference and part difference. We know phase difference equal to 2 pi by lambda multiplied by part difference. So this value should be equal to 2 pi by lambda multiplied by delta x. Okay, So delta x, from this relation we can find this 2 pi and 2 pi will get cancelled. That means we can have delta x equal to plus minus n lambda, right? Now we can write I max equal to, this value will be equal to 1. That means I max equal to 4 I naught, right? We have already proven this result. Now let us consider for the minimum intensity. For the minimum intensity, we know cos phi equal to 0. This value should be equal to 0. So if this value is equal to 0, that means phi equal to plus minus 2n minus 1 multiplied by pi. Okay. So let us write this relation. Now this is the phase difference in case of the minimum intensity, and we know phase difference equal to 2 pi by lambda multiplied by delta x, the same relation which we used in the maximum intensity case, and here also pi will get cancelled. So here in case of the minimum intensity, delta x should be equal to plus minus 2n minus 1 multiplied by lambda by 2, right? And here we know this minimum intensity, here maximum intensity. So minimum intensity in this particular case equal to 0. So after revising the theoretical part, now let us move to the application part. For the application part, we are going to take few selected illustration. So let us move to illustration number 1. In illustration number 1, it is given, in the arrangement shown in the figure, capital D is much greater than small d. You can observe here in this diagram plane wavefront incident on a screen, and this screen has a small opening that is called slit at the middle. At a distance capital D from this first screen, there is second screen which has two openings at a distance small d apart, right? But you can observe here this second screen is not the standard case of the Young's double slit experiment, because these slits are not symmetrical with respect to this line. Okay, and you can observe there is one more screen, third screen, at a further capital D distance from second screen, right? And this point O is the point where this dotted line meet at the third screen, and the x distance is measured from point O, right, from the center of the third screen. Now let us move to the next part of the question. It is given, for what minimum value of small d? There is a dark band at point O on the screen. O point is this point, right, where this dotted line meet at the third screen, and it is given there should be the dark band. The dark band means there should be minima. And question is, for what value of small d there should be minima at the point O, right? And it is also given what should be the minimum value of small d. That means we need to calculate the minimum value of small d, for which there should be minima at this point. Okay. And in the second question, it is given, suppose small d has this value. This value means, which is stated in the A part of the question, find the distance small x at which the next bright fringes form. We need to find the small x. Small x is measured from this point O in the upward direction, and we need to calculate this value small x for which next bright fringes form. Here the dark fringe is forming, so here we need to calculate this distance where the next bright fringes form. In the third part of the question, we need to calculate the fringe width. Fringe width means we have the bands, bright bands on the screen, and we need to calculate the width of the band, right? So let us analyze the first part of the question, that is, for what minimum value of small d there is a dark band on point O on the screen, right? So let us make the diagram here. Okay, we need dark band minima at this point. That means for calculating the minimum value, we need to find the path difference of the waves reaching at point O. You know, one wave will be directly reaching at point O like this, and second wave will move like this. It will reach to this point and finally reach to this point. Okay, you can observe the two waves, One is direct wave, second is from this to this and from this to this. There is part difference between the waves, and we need to calculate the minimum value of small d for which there is dark band or minima, right? So let us do one thing. Let us first find the part difference at point O, right? So let us write this point A, this point is B. So part difference at O should be equal to AB plus BO minus this part, that is AO. So let us find the part difference, this one. Okay, and this is capital D. This is a small d. That means from Pythagoras we can find this distance. This distance should be equal to under root capital D square plus a small d square, right? And this distance and this distance is equal. That means for this value we can write 2 multiplied by under root capital D square plus small d square, right? And this distance is 2d, right? It is given small d is much smaller than capital D. So let us write this expression in the form of capital D if we take common. So let us write this expression as 2 multiplied by capital D square to the power 1 by 2 should be equal to small d, right? And in bracket terms should be equal to 1 plus this is d square divided by capital D square, and this is power 1 by 2, and this is minus 2d. So let us write this relation like this. Okay, we have taken 2d as common overall. Now from the binomial we can write this relation as 1 plus 1 by 2 multiplied by d square, small d square divided by capital D square. So this relation should be like this, and here you can observe 1 and minus 1 will get cancelled. So this relation should be equal to 2d multiplied by small d square divided by 2d square, and 2 and 2 will also get cancelled, capital D and 1 capital D will get cancelled. That means this part difference should be equal to small d square divided by capital D. Okay, and we need to get the minimum value of small d for which there should be minima at this point. For minimum value of small d, this part difference should also be minimum, and we know this value is fixed, capital D is fixed. We can vary this value. That means if this value is minimum, part difference should also be minimum, and minimum value of the part difference should be equal to lambda by 2. So we can write this part difference should be equal to lambda by 2 for minimum value of small d, right? So now we can find the value of d square equal to lambda capital D divided by 2. That means small d equal to d lambda divided by 2 and under root. So this is the value of small d. Now let us move to second part of the question. In second part of the question, it is given, suppose small d has this value which we have calculated, then find the value of x. X is measured from here in the upward direction, for which there is a next bright fringes form. So let us move to next part. Here we want to analyze any point top of this point O. So let us take the point here. Say this point is P. Now one wave will reach like this. Suppose this distance is x. One wave will reach at point P like this, and second wave from here to here, then finally at point P. This should be the part difference, that is this plus this minus this one. And here we need to find the next bright fringe. And we can observe here as we move in the upward direction, part difference decreases. And we have the part difference at point O is equal to lambda by 2. The bright fringe near to the part difference lambda by 2 should be equal to part difference corresponding to 0 or lambda. But we are moving in the upward direction and part difference is decreasing. That means when we move in the upward direction, the next bright fringe should be corresponding to the part difference 0. That means the part difference between these two paths should be equal to 0. So let us first find the part difference between lower path and upper path. So let us write A, this is B, and this is C. So part difference at point P should be equal to AB plus BP minus AC plus PC. So let us write the path difference, this one. Okay. Now we know the path difference at point O we have calculated, that is equal to lambda by 2. As we discussed, as we move in the upward direction, path difference decreases, and path difference corresponding to the maxima nearest to this O should be equal to 0. That means this is possible only when this value, that is delta x equal to 0, and this is possible only when this distance, right, that is PO should be equal to small d. This should be like this. You can observe here in this particular case the path difference should be equal to 0, because this path is equal to this one and this path is equal to this one. That means this is the case where the path difference at P should be 0. That means there should be 0 order, you can say 0 order maxima, right. That means this distance should be equal to small d. Okay. Now let us move to the next part of the question. We need to calculate the fringe width. Before calculating the fringe width, let us first define what is the meaning of the fringe width. Fringe width is the distance between two consecutive dark or two consecutive bright fringes, right? This is the fringe width, distance between two successive or two consecutive dark or bright fringes. And it is also equal to twice the distance between two consecutive bright to dark fringes, or dark to bright fringe, 2 multiplied by bright to dark or dark to bright, right, 2 multiplied by distance between two consecutive bright to dark fringe, and this distance we know this is equal to small d. That means fringe width should be equal to twice d. This should be the answer of the third part.